in the Bay Area. I think temperature is 72 degrees. It's going to be today. And I know you're ready for Vinney and Beau show, just like we come every week.
Another Friday in the books. I wasn't much of a runner, but now I started running at the gym because I'm like a little short guy with a lot of muscle, so it's hard to run.
We are Vinney and Beau show coming live to you from San Francisco, the great Bay Area, right here from Danville, Blackhawk. We always come to you on Friday at 9:30 a.m. 9:30 a.m. Pacific and 12:30 p.m. Over there in the East Coast. Good morning, good morning, good morning, America. This is Vinny Chopra and my co-host, Beau Eckstein. Vinney and Beau show. We come live to you every Friday, 9:30 a.m. in the Bay Area, right here from Danville. And brother Beau, was over here in the Bay Area, now moved to Henderson, right there in Las Vegas. And I have a very, very great friend of mine, Anshu Bansal, is in the house
Hey
today.
guys,
And Anshu, I just value him so much. His partnership, his friendship, the tech, the IT world he lives in. As a CEO of the startup companies and everything. So you are in for a big, 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 nuggets, big
pleasure
nuggets.
to be here, Vinny. Pleasure to be here, bro. How you guys doing? Happy
Yes,
Friday.
he's doing well. Yes, yes, Friday morning. And please let us know, where you are from as you join us. As you know, we are live on
Mhm.
LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook pages
Yeah.
and all that.
Mhm.
So as you join us, please let us know and we'll bring you on, have some questions also. Let
Of
us know
course.
where you are joining from, what
Yeah.
city, and your names. Huh?
Sure. Hi guys, pleasure to be here. My name is Anshu. I live in San Francisco Bay Area. I'm tech founder, and wanted to share my story, my part of the story, and help as much as I can. And Vinny is really, really good friend of mine. We have known each other for a couple of years. We have invested into many, many different things, and I always trust him for real estate or any decision, even personal decisions in my life.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Anshu. No, this is exciting. As I was going to mention that this is our every week we bring a lot of questions on real estate, on syndication, on multifamily, hotels. I mean, storage units, and all of them. And today we're going to kind of mix it together with the IT world. So, Anshu, please take us. I mean, if you would, like in the startup world, how you got in, and you have
Mhm.
had actually one great a startup. You took it to NASDAQ, doing so well and everything. So now
Mhm.
you're on the second one.
Yeah, yeah. So, guys, my story, it's a kind of, accidental story, or maybe I did not plan it that it will go like this way, to be honest. When I started my career, I was an engineer working in Microsoft, but always bitten by the bug that how can I start my own startup, right? I've been
Yeah.
reading the stories for, really awesome people, all of the people who have done something, they started with nothing. So that was kind of my motivation that, hey, if they can do it, they are same people, right? They have
Yeah.
some sort of education. All they did is like they tried something differently. So that's the reason why I thought, is it possible for me? So I continuously kept trying my ideas without any outcome, right? It was like I was employed by Microsoft or many other people, many other big companies that I have worked in. But what I'm gonna do, at that point, I was doing was taking half of my salary and investing into my idea, right? And you wouldn't believe half of them failed, but did not kind of demotivated me. Yes, I was not poor, not because these companies they pay good money. So however, I did not have any savings. It was just I will keep my living expense aside and rest of the money will go into my ideas. So continuously kept trying. And my co-founder, Abhi and I, we were working on some different crazy idea. Not sure if you guys familiar with Talking Tune. So that was the app which was sold around for around $70 million, and we in my current startup we are invested from that.
Ah.
So Talking Tom. So this was an iPhone app. iPhone was very beginning. It's not beginning stage, but 1 or 2 years of in the production launch. So when I first got iPhone and I saw, wow, this is Talking Tom. Whatever you say, it repeats in a fancy way. So I thought maybe I should develop that kind of app for kids as well, right? At the time, I had kids, 3 years old, and she was giving us hard time and eating, brushing the teeth, all of this. So my co-founder and I, we just created one animation app, right? And the side, just for fun, you wouldn't believe it started to get popular. We have around 500,000 monthly downloads, and then Apple also kind of we monetize it. Apple started to pay some money.
Mhm.
However, in the middle, there was no growth plan or something. We did not plan it, right? In Back in 2013, I moved to San Francisco. I used to live in Seattle. In 2013, I moved to San Francisco. I was working for Amazon and stuff. Not sure how many people know, but Uber was very, very small back then, right?
Mhm.
They were still $10 billion plus valuation at the time. So what happened? Very funny story, about my previous startup. So I was coming out of a very late night party around 2 o'clock and wanted to go home in my hometown, Dublin, where I live currently. And my friend came, opened his iPhone and requested the, Uber. Said, "What is this, man? You did not talk to anyone, did not do anything, and car appeared at the door. Wow, 2 o'clock." So I met a driver, the drivers of the car, and I'm still trying to find his contact ID. Haven't been successful because he's the one motivated me. So at 2 o'clock, we took the Uber ride. My first Uber ride of my life, right? And driver started to complain. He said, "Hey, it's 2 o'clock. I'm just driving, I'm not making much money." And the owner of this car, who is sleeping, who is sleeping, and then he's been kind of he's having 10 cars, and 10 kind of these drivers are making money for him,
Mhm.
and they're charging him, I think, $70 for 12-hour shift. So
Mhm.
that's what happening. um, yeah, so I'm from, oh, tell the name and the
No,
city.
no, no. I was saying to the viewers, I know sometimes we get to see how many viewers are there, but this is on so many channels. I
Yeah,
was just writing for them. Sure. And that's so exciting that you started that hire car, it became, right? And now
yeah,
it's
yeah,
half a
yeah.
billion-dollar company.
Yeah, so I will tell
That's
you the story. Yeah, so that driver was complaining. So I started to ask, like, question, "Hey, what happened? Can you tell me a little bit more?" He said, "This has become, very good business. People are buying cars and giving it to people like us, and then we are driving, we are working for them." So something did not align. So I went home. We were still on the other idea, that talking Tom baby, that we were kind of planning to put together what to do next. So I spoke to my co-founder. He said, "Yeah, this sounds interesting problem, right?" Then we researched few days that, hey, if there is any service which can help these drivers in getting a car or not. Nothing panned out, right? Which was kind of really good service. So what my co-founder Abhi, he asked me that, why don't you go to Uber office and become Uber driver? So I never, I'm engineer, software engineer, and it was like a little bit orthogonal to what I thought, right? So I took his advice and went to Uber office. Okay, this was like somewhere in Vermont Street in San Francisco, and there were a couple of instances which kind of triggered my brain to think. Uber was a startup back then. So what happened? I went to the driver center. Then there was a big line. You wouldn't believe. People were taking the tokens to talk to the representative. So I
Mhm.
thought, wait a minute, am I in DMV office? But this is a startup's office.
Yeah.
Right? Lots of crowd, right? So I waited 2 hours in the line. Then my number came, right? So I said, okay, I want to become an Uber driver. Can you sign me up? They happily signed me up. They said, hey, what kind of car you have? So back then I used to have two-door Beamer. They said, hey, it's not qualified. Do you have other car? I said, no. Can I rent it? They said, no. Rental is not allowed.
Oh,
So this was the second instance. First, the DMV kind of thing. So I said, oh, of course, there is a huge demand. The second thing, rental is not allowed. So I started arguing that hey, I met someone last night,
yeah.
who was renting it, but
Yeah.
you are saying it's not allowed. So how it's possible? I have
Mhm.
validated this with a couple of drivers as well.
Mm.
So after, I was very, kind of um, I was asking detailed question why and all of this, and they got little bit, hey, this guy not gonna go. So they pointed me to a couple of guys in their back office, who were just sitting, giant guys, right? Two guys. They said, these are the guys who can help you. So I met those gentlemen, you know. I forgot their names, but right now, but
Yeah.
yes, I met them, had a couple of meetings. So what they said on the first instance, hey, either you sell your car, which I did not want to, and make a and collect the down payment and buy a four-door car. I said,
Nice.
that's not possible right now. Why
Mhm.
would I sell my car? I said, the other option is, you know, we will rent out our own car to you, and then we will keep 40% of the earning.
Oh, wow.
So I said, wow, something is not right. I said, okay. Then, I was not agreeing on that. Then I went back to my office, started whatever the day job or whatever the work I was having. Then I spoke to my co-founder. Hey, this is what has happened, right? I'm not sure how this rental and everything will work, right? So this is the offer that I have got, that I have to give 40% of the earning.
Mhm.
So what my co-founder and I decided, the third incident, right? So first is DMB, second one, this thing,
Yep.
third one, which kind of, took us to wherever we are right now. So third one was, we just bought a domain name, hire car. So because
Hmm.
HIRE was not available, so we bought HYRE. I bought a $30 theme, just a
Yes.
one single website theme, and just put
Yes.
whatever I could think of, right? That hey,
Sure.
this insurance, this image will provide you car, sign up here, right? And we tagged around a couple of places like Twitter, Uber, everywhere.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, 2, 3 days, we started to get sign up. Hey, I'm interested. I'm interested. So initially, when we were planning to launch, we thought that, cars not going to be a problem. Bringing drivers will be a problem. But
Mhm.
after, couple of days of that simple web page, we have around 1,000 drivers interested in availing service like that.
Hmm.
However, on the car side, just 2, 3 people signed up, right? It's like, hey, you have a car sitting in your garage. Would you like to make some extra money? You put on our platform and someone else will rent out. So
Yes.
the car owners had some sort of hesitation that, hey, first of all, this is my personal car. Why would I rent it?
Mhm.
Second thing, what will happen to the insurance? What will happen to insurance? Couple of those kind of questions. So it took us a little while to crack that dynamics from car owners, right? But
Yes.
drivers were coming in. So after a certain period of time, I think in a week or so, I got a huge legal letter from Uber, and company
Oh,
was not registered or anything, right? So that's the third instance. I
yes.
got a huge letter from Uber. They said, hey, this is not allowed. Why can you do that? Rental not allowed, blah, blah, blah. Then I called them. I said, first thing I asked, would you like to partner with me? At that
Ah.
point, no company, nothing, just a domain name and $30 web page. They got shocked. And I said, second thing, I'm not going to take any content down, right?
Yeah.
Do whatever you have to do. So they backed off. They said it's harmless, they even don't have anything. We are spending our time and energy on just something like this. So these three incidents kind of, triggered us, hey, now let's build the company. Then
Mhm.
we took us some break, 3, 4, 5 months. We started to put together this thing and launch the platform. Now there was a big issue which everybody knows in America, the insurance, right? That's
Mm.
always wild goose.
So,
Nothing sort of this. So secret of hire car success is of course the hard work, the insurance, that was the secret key.
mhm.
None of this kind of insurance existed
Oh, wow.
nowhere in the world, right? People were not even aware of how will this will work. Me, not from being insurance agency and not from even car rental business, it was super hard. But we did not give up, right? We called every insurance agency in America, right? Everyone in London, everyone. None of them provided.
Oh, wow.
However, there was one guy in South California, SoCal, West Village, Westlake Village or something. He was the remote possibility. I said to my co-founder, none of this kind of insurance exists. If there is a one guy who can help, this is sitting here in Westlake Village. So
Mhm,
my co-founder lived in SoCal, right? So he
mhm.
met them. He convinced them. It took them 1 year,
Oh,
back and forth, continuous meeting. It was 90 minutes drive. He would
oh.
go every week, convince them because they need to write some underwriting and all of this.
Mhm,
Then after 1 year, he said, "Okay, we will give you this kind of insurance. We will create this kind of insurance because none of this kind of existed, right?"
mhm.
They asked for money. We said we don't have money, right? Because
Yes, yes.
so he invested $50,000 of his own money in creating this insurance, right?
Sure,
He said,
sure.
"I will take a risk from you." Okay, then, but after that, once we have insurance, we launched it. We started to get sign up, right? Then
Mm,
we convinced car drivers to put their car because it's extra money. And
mhm.
they were, there are a couple more stories that I would like to share on that as well. So, but after that, we were operating 2 years from Starbucks in Southern California.
That was your office, your
That was the
virtual
office.
office.
That was the office. Yeah. So there was one car owner who showed up. His name is, he's CEO right now,
Mm.
Joe Fernari.
Ah,
So he was researching something, and then we came up in his search. So he said, "I'm gonna try it." Right? He put a Toyota Prius, $10,000 worth of car, and he realized in 2 3 months, car was never at his home, continuously renting. Right? So he was
mhm.
making around 800 to $1,000 per month on the asset, which was just sitting
Sitting
in
in
the
the
garage.
garage, just sitting in the garage.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people might be listening to us and watching us. They're going to do Airbnb of the car B&B. Maybe
yeah.
that will be a new term, car B&B.
I think we should have chose that name. Yeah,
Well, that's essentially what hire a car does, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Uh,
So
So what happened? So then that guy, my co-founder went to meet this guy because Joe Fernari, who is the current CEO, we promoted him. He called and he said, "Hey, dude, this is really good. I'm gonna buy 5 cars." And
mm,
me on conservative side, I said, "Dude, I spoke to my co-founder. Don't waste your money, right? Don't because don't buy $50,000 worth of car because I don't want you to come crying to me and say, 'Hey,
yeah,
I wasted
yeah.
my money.'" So my co-founder went to meet him,
Ah,
and that guy was so aggressive. And then before even meeting, in-person meeting, he bought 5 cars, put it on our platform. Not only that, he wanted to invest as well. He put
yes.
in his money, his family's money
Haha,
into that as well. So that was the first investment outside of my investment and my co-founder's investment.
co-founders. Yeah. Oh
We
my
said,
God.
"Wow, that's good. Yeah, it's good." We were still in Starbucks. Then we took a small office, co-working space. The team moved there. I stayed here in San Francisco for
Yes.
using, facilitating all of this. But this room right here, what you see, this was the control command center. Right?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
And to make long story short, you made so many millionaires out
yeah,
of these people. You told me.
yeah, yeah,
I think, like a lot of people kind of didn't believe in the concept, and you were able to get young people who were waitressing in some restaurants and
yeah,
all,
yeah.
and they became millionaires at
They
the age
became,
of 20, 22.
yeah, yeah. So initially, my advice is nobody believes. in any
Yeah,
people
yeah,
are very, very conservative. They are set in their life. None of my I have lots of engineers friend, right?
sure.
None of them believed as well,
Yeah,
right? They did not join. So we had to get the resources or the people from restaurant, gyms and stuff. And
yeah,
this was a good job for them, right? Office job. So then
totally.
we brought them, they joined and they stick together, right?
Yeah.
Then we went through multiple rounds of funding. There was one guy who invested into us $1 million
Huh.
just on credit card.
Oh
In
my
this
God.
credit card, hey, I'm investing into you. Here is $1 million. Can you swipe it?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my.
So you're still a principal in Hire Car as well as your other companies, or
Uh, yeah.
did you sell this company?
Yeah, so we did IPO. After that, I came off the board. I stayed as a chair of the board. After that, I moved on. You know, just to company was in really good hand. So this guy, car owner, who bought 5 cars without asking us,
Ha ha
initially we made him CFO, and
ha.
after that, company went through multiple rounds of funding, multiple different things. Eventually, he succeeded me as a CEO. Everything was in good hand. I moved to chairman, moved out of this. Out of this journey, almost 100, 200 people became millionaire who could
Yeah.
never even imagine in
Ah,
life that, even $100,000 worth of job. But
yeah.
now they're all blessed. Company went IPO, and last year it went to around 500 or $600 million valuation. Everybody walked out with pretty good a good amount.
Awesome, awesome. And you take me to the next one. I mean, on the napkin, couple of years back, we were sitting maybe at Starbucks, and
Yeah,
you had the concept of cybersecurity. And
yeah.
I had been hacked, my companies were hacked, and I just jumped into it. I said, oh my gosh, this is exactly. So take us in that journey. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So after this, I wasted some time after coming out of the company as a chairman, wasted some time here and there, you know, but again started to ask question what I'm doing with my life, right? But Amazon and Microsoft, I had some security background. So we researched this problem and we thought, this is the genuine problem. We interviewed lots of Google people, Microsoft, lots of CEOs, VPs, directors, and everyone. The cybersecurity problem, which is kind of recently, if the audience is from tech,
Mhm.
or you may have heard about Log4j vulnerability, right? That's a recent.
Hmm.
Plus, every time a cybersecurity risk is coming up, people are getting breached and losing hundreds of millions of dollars or maybe billions of dollars, right? So that's the idea which came to our mind, and then we started to compile a team. Of course, this time equipped with some money, lots of connections. It was not that challenging as last time, fortunately.
Hmm.
Uh, so this is the cybersecurity problem that we are solving is any software, right, which our audience and anyone is using, we believe that should not have any kind of cybersecurity issues. So our current offering is mainly catered towards big enterprises like Amazon, Microsoft, HP, or banks, where they have some software development process.
Yeah.
So we have a plugin which get attached to during their software development process. And as they go through, it tells you what sort of security they need to do, plus all of the fancy AI and all of those technology. So that's the technology that we are developing. However, in this team, this is a world-class team that we have compiled. The founder of AMD, founder of HCL system, if people are from Indian heritage in the audience list, the you know board member of Coinbase, Pinterest, founder of App Dynamics, which was sold to Cisco for $3.7 billion. So we have many investors. We have done 2 rounds of funding. We have lots of customers. And the sky is the limit from this. However, I'm doing this for passion, not for money, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the same thing, same underlying principle while building higher car as well. Because I believe money will come, right? Money is a byproduct as long as you have good product which is satisfying customers' need.
Good product to solve the problem. You're so right about it. And that's how the startups are successful, because when it gets to be the time and the money, the greed comes in, then a lot of things don't happen. I mean, what's the ratio like? 1 out of 10 will succeed, or 1 out of 100? What's the
Uh,
ratio?
yeah. So 19, it's a research by Y Combinator, or you can Google it. 99% startups fail. Only 1% become successful. So they must have done something really right to make it successful.
But also what I heard you talk about is that you failed numerous times.
Yes.
And what I like about it is like I think that the answer is that like you were always trying to figure out how to solve a problem, and some things just don't work. But you always you could have quit with hire car, right? Because you were having these roadblocks, but you kept on going.
Yeah,
You figured it out. It took time, and then you created a company worth millions and millions of dollars, which
totally.
is incredible. I think that's like the point of the story, where people should take that away. Whatever you're doing it's like it's okay to fail, but you need to go forward and you need to keep on
Yeah.
trying, because
Yeah.
you can't fail if you keep trying. And I
Sure.
like that, because I think that's what
Yeah.
people need to hear. Because
Yeah.
when I was a child, or not a child, I was 16.
Uh-huh.
This is a perfect example of what I did wrong. Is I had this idea to create this piece of boxing equipment, and it's a workout machine, and I
Mhm.
and I I drew up a prototype. I did some like pre-patent work on it, and my
Mhm.
my grandfather was helping me, and I sent it in to a company called, I think it was Fitness Quest at the time, and I
Uh-huh.
said, "Hey, would you be interested in licensing this product?" And they wrote me back a nice letter, and they said, "We're not interested." That I stopped pursuing that. And then several years later, when I was in my early 20s, watching TV, sure enough, there was an infomercial, and my product was created, not from the same company. Somebody else
Mm.
had the idea, created the product, and probably made a couple $1,000,000. And
Mm.
so just lesson learned that sometimes you got to know when to quit, but I could have probably developed that product and made money, and I and
Yeah.
I and I didn't move forward. So it was
Yeah.
a lesson that I learned at 16 years old, that you got to keep trying. If you believe in it, you have to keep trying.
Yeah.
But at some point, some ideas just will never work, and
They
then
will
you
never work.
you,
Yeah.
you got to be okay with letting it go.
Yeah.
When
Sure.
when when do you let an idea go? Usually, what's your kind of rule of thumb now?
I think mainly the customers, it's always boils down to customers, right?
Mhm.
You're trying all of this variation, don't talk to family and friends. They're not going to provide the honest feedback,
No,
right?
they will not. No.
So you need to go out and ask the real opinion, right? In this case, hire car, we had, as long as drivers wanted to have car, right? We can figure out owners. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. There was always demand. Even in my new startup, you know, developers and the companies are wanting this. Then we can always figure out the challenge, how to build it, something. One thing is always lead sales-led organization.
Yeah.
Sell first, build later, right?
Mhm.
Customer gonna yell, customer gonna laugh at it. It's okay, right?
Mhm.
Remember, they will be sitting 5 years, 10 years down the line, that person who's laughing at you, they'll be sitting in the similar kind of job, a little bit promotion.
Yeah.
And you never know
Yeah.
where you will be. That's my advice. The other advice which I have is right, yes, you will never stop working, right?
Yeah.
Just the context of work will change. Rather than working for someone, you will work on your own passion or the motivation, right? Yes, I could have stopped after hire car, but why would I?
Yeah.
I need to find a job or something, right? Because
Totally.
idle time is not good for anyone.
And especially, I just want to say that again. I mean, with where the whole data is, how the whole next 20, 30, 100 years, it'll be driven with artificial intelligence and with all these different things in the cloud. I mean, this, the product that you have built, Anshu, I want to really accolade the enterprise system, how universal, how well adaptive, its adaptability around the globe, maybe in moon and Mars also later on. It's so exciting to be a partner with you, and with your leadership, what you have put together. I definitely want to say something. The equity, see, that's the thing. You're able to attract the people, the board of directors and advisors, best of the best. like 5 billionaires, I think I counted, and then lots of great people in the cloud defense. I mean, in the IT industry, very top notch, and they all believe in it, and that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
What would you? I know you have another meeting. How can people reach you, Anshu? And if there are, IT personnels who are directors of the security offices, they can. How can they reach you?
I have put my email address
Hmm.
um, into the chat. Hopefully,
Mm.
you guys can see it.
Sure.
But
I'll
yeah,
look at it.
happy to help. I'm passionate about the startups. I love. I'm VC as well. I invest. I'm venture capitalist. I have a
Yeah.
small firm where we invest into early stage startups, later stage, and many different things. And I
Mhm.
think Vinny's our investor as well, and I
Yes.
trust him for all of the real estate and everything. He manages my money, right? Enough. So I really love mentoring people and
Yes.
without any expectations because this is the passion and I
Mm.
want to foster entrepreneurship because the down the line when we grow old they will go and create jobs, they will
Yes.
create the new ideas and new product which we will be fortunate to use that. Yeah.
Totally, totally. No, thank you so much. I am so proud to have you. And again, hi, David. Thank you, David Harrison. Really well done for inviting Anshu to tell his story. Really appreciate that, David. I was just looking at some more over here. I didn't come. Oh, I just saw that. Okay. Another one was there. Please tell your name and city. No, thank you, Anshu. It's such a pleasure to have you. God bless you. And let's make the cloud so secure, because that's the name of the game.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Cool. Thank you. Thanks, Bo. Thanks, Vinny. Thanks,
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
everyone
much.
who is
Thank you.
listening here. Yeah. Bye.
Sure. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bo, it was amazing, man. I mean, to really hear the story from an entrepreneur who didn't give up. I mean, and he found that, like it always, businesses are successful when we find a problem and we solve that problem, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it was, I know we usually talk about real estate, but I think if people really got into the story, right? Like when he was talking about how he had to, navigate and he failed a bunch of times. And then he was passionate about hire car. And
Yes.
then they figured out how to get the insurance after a year. And he, all the hoops he jumped through, but he never
Yes.
stopped believing in himself. And he knew that it's okay to fail at some things, and it's not really failing, it's really, you got to test certain things, right? Like you got to
Yes.
test, is this going to work, is it not going to work? There's certain risks to this, and you just got to know in your back of your mind that, hey, I'm taking a little bit of a risk, or I'm going forward with this, I might lose some money, in startup fees and this and that. But that's how people become successful, right?
Yes.
Like they become
Yes.
successful because they're driven and they're determined. And it kind of fired me up, because at first I was listening to the story, and then I started really kind of internalizing, and I'm like, yeah, this is so amazing. And now he's got a company that's going to be huge,
Billion,
billions of
billion.
dollars, right?
Yeah,
So
I want to take a moment. Gaurav Kamkar just, I mean, he's been listening, very inspiring. His comments. Gaurav has been my mastermind, also very great friend of mine and partner. Gaurav, I would love to invite you because he's entrepreneur himself, and he started a new company, a startup, Give It. Give It. So, Gaurav, I'll have Ethan schedule you, brother, and let you come on our platform in a couple of weeks or so. I think we have 3 weeks booked so far, I think, but then we'd love to bring you on. Gaurav, it will be very exciting, brother. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. And we'll wrap up. Any last things? I know this is about second week of January. I hope people are setting their goals and achieving their goals, because that's it's all about. It really is. It really is, because we want to make sure that we do the best of the best. There is, Gaurav just said, giveth.net. So we're going to bring Gaurav on and kind of take you through the story. The exciting part is, I want to also bring Gaurav in the real estate field. He just left his W 2 job as a IT director, very high paying job, and now he's full time in real estate and in give it a startup, and he's mastered actually in storage space. So we're going to talk so much about, he bought 4 storage spaces, 2 in Dallas and 2 in Missouri last year. They are all controlled by the automation. That's the exciting part. No personnel is needed. Very little help is needed on the back end. And that's what I'm getting into, Bo. I mentioned that to you. I'm very fascinated in building storage units, just like I'm building a senior assisted living ground up and all those. So it's very exciting world in IT. It's very exciting world in venture capitalists. It's very exciting world in the commercial real estate and the education part of it. My university, it's going to get launched on a very big platform. We just designed the whole teachings in 7 weeks. So I can teach multifamily syndication to anybody brand new in 7 weeks, 7 weeks, and give you everything on silver platter. So reach out to me if you would, vinnychopra.com. And Bo, any big announcement from your side, brother?
If you need a loan, call Beau. Beau knows
Hey, there
lending.
we
Beau
go.
knows
Yes.
lending. Danny, thank you. Danny left a message in the comments that he loves the content.
Yes.
We're glad we can provide value. We're going to continue to provide value and bring on an extremely interesting guests that have a lot to share
Yes.
with our viewers. So thanks for tuning
Totally.
in and
Totally.
join us
Totally.
every Friday at 9:30 a.m.
Yes. Every Friday, 9:30 Pacific and 12:30 Eastern. And thank you so much, everybody, for joining. We'll take leave and go out with a bang. Yeah.